If you hear any fish, 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 fish going on, then it's the curtain, the window's open to get some fresh air. The stench of these victims, we'll say stupidity, is quite enormous, and I need it to escape the room. So if you hear any fish, 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 it's that. Or it could be the sounds of air traveling inside the skulls of the victim. Isn't it great when a video starts with an absolute fecal matter of a joke?
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com. On today's episode, we speak to a woman named Shirley from Texas. Shirley has been in an online relationship with a man named Michael Lorenzo Roberts for a little over 6 months.
What a
the
name.
two met on LinkedIn and hit it off right away.
There's your first red flag. The fact that they've meant. This wasn't meant to be, I can tell you that much, Shirley. You've met on LinkedIn. Please, everyone, I cannot stress to you enough. If you meet someone on LinkedIn and the conversation doesn't pertain a job, some sort of reluctious...
What?
Never say that word again. I don't know what I was supposed to say there. But if it doesn't involve employment, why are you talking to me? Leave me alone. Please, everyone, LinkedIn is not a dating website.
First, Michael came off as a normal guy who just worked a lot. The deeper Shirley would fall in love with him, the...
Stop it. Look, don't get me wrong. I know everyone in this world, they can't be tech savvy. But when the clouds start morphing into 2D shapes, you need to get a grip of yourself. And that's, are they 2D? There's an argument there that you could say it's 2D because... Is it? Maybe I've absolutely pissed off some type of weather scientist right now, but they look like they belong in Sonic. The old Sonic games. Mario. Come on, Shirley.
more problems Michael ran into. Shirley has spent thousands of dollars in hopes to meet this man face to face, but there's always an obstacle in the way. Let's hear more from Shirley and see if we can get more information about this mysterious...
I love her earrings, though. They look like a sun. Absolute ray of sunshine, Shirley is, as the light beams on her face.
What was the point of that?
This man, Michael. Real quick, guys. Don't
Every
forget to
image
like,
of him
comment,
looks
and
like it's
subscribe.
photoshopped.
Your comment and like
Go
could
do
help
that.
stop someone from being scammed. Let's get into it.
But you already are?
My name is Shirley. I
Okay.
live in Texas right now. My husband.
Shout out to Misplaced Texan who watches these videos. I see you all the time because obviously I do because I reply to you. But shout out, by the way, Misplaced Texan. They are from Texas, but they've obviously been misplaced in terms of they've moved. Does that make sense? Shout out to you.
And I moved here a couple of years ago.
Okay.
My husband passed away
Rest in
July
peace.
23rd last year. And so I'm by myself with my dog.
Shirley was just browsing on her LinkedIn account when she was contacted by this man, Michael. And this is when it all began.
He said, "How are you doing in this COVID world?
What?
It's nice to connect with you."
I'm sorry, right? But right off the bat, if someone messages you on LinkedIn just saying, hey, don't engage with them. All right? Definitely don't get engaged to them, as we've seen previously. Somewhere up there, if I remember, I'll put a card. Don't engage the scammer, literally. But don't respond, all right? Because that's just weird. It's unfortunate that you've said hi, but then they've also made it weirder by saying, how are you doing in this COVID world? I mean, I get it, you know, you're trying to be nice, I guess. But again, LinkedIn is not the place for this.
And I said, "I'm doing okay." I was still in a pity party at that time because I lost my husband.
Shirley lost her
Understandable.
husband last year. The two were happily married and even had their own YouTube channel.
What?
We did exchange
Oh, damn.
photos. And
That's
he
cool.
had a photo of him on a ship in little orange fatigues things that were
No.
dirty. I
All right, I
believed
don't know
him.
why it's like shaking up and down here. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was just me and I'm hallucinating or something. But once again, I can't stress to you enough, if someone starts asking you for pictures on LinkedIn, what do you want a picture? My CV? My resume? I'll gladly send that to you. Do not send a picture of yourself over LinkedIn, please. I'm really sorry. Don't do it. That's weird.
I'm not a naive person. I'm very hip when it comes to people, and I really can read people very well.
Stop. These victims have got to stop saying this, right? You make it worse, right? You give me some sort of a free swing to crack jokes at your expense. Please, let's not... You're gonna get scammed? Just say you were stupid, all right? Some of the other victims, they've taken responsibility and they've taken accountability and said, yeah, I was a dumbass. Do not say you are hip. What hip? Shakira's hips? Shakira's hips don't lie, but these scammers do, and Michael definitely does.
I didn't talk to him.
He's
I couldn't
in the dark
see
here.
him, so you can't see his lips and his eyes and stuff. You just go through the text. So he said he was an engineer. He was off the coast of Mexico. I mean,
Right, I've just thought of this. So, you read people well, apparently. Do not join Shirley's book club, I'll tell you that much. At what point did you think, when am I going to see this man's face? Why is he always in the dark? What? You couldn't read that aspect? I know it's dark, and you can't really read in the dark. But at what point were you going to say, let's hang on a second here. Why can I never see this man's eyes and lips? He's Mr. Potato Head. Removes them, carries on about his day. Come on, Shirley. Don't get me wrong. I can't understand, but I empathize with losing a loved one. Hello everyone, Editing H here. Look at the green screen. I just wanted to clarify, instead of just putting it up as a text, because some people, they have the video in the background and they don't really see the text, that when I said I don't understand losing a loved one, I meant in the sense of romantically. I've never lost a partner, in that sense, but I've lost, of course, loved ones in terms of family, etc. So, yeah, that's what I meant, like a marriage, etc. Back to the video. But please, everyone, your partner who you lose, or anyone around you who you lose, they wouldn't want you to desperately move on in such a manner. Well, of course, I can't speak for everyone, right? But maybe I'm 99% sure the person you lost would want you to be happy. And if that means you moving on, so be it. But not like this, all right? If you are going to move on, please take the time to grieve first, because a lot of these cases, the victim doesn't grieve properly, and then they make really rash decisions on the type of person that they're chasing, so to speak, we'll say. Please take a step back. I know it's hard, and it's easy for me to say that sitting in this chair, which is symbiotic with me at this point. My arse is printed on. It's a horseshoe. Horses, they leave the U in the ground. I've left me on this chair. But regardless of that, right? That's not what's important here. Not me sticking to this chair. It's victims needing to stick to reality. That was good, wasn't it? Basically, please take care of yourselves first before trying to move on into another relationship.
Text 3 times a day, even though he was on that ship. He'd say, I'd have to go now. I'll text you later. And every morning, he would text me. And then at night, we would text till 10 and 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, have good night.
He has a son that's 15 years old, and his name is Cole Roberts.
Shirley,
once again, right? We saw it in another story. If you've watched my reactions, if you're new here, hello. But if you are also not new here, hello. But also hello again. If we've seen before about someone having I think it was Ryan. He had a son that was gonna get married, but the son looked about 10 years old. The face is blurred, but this kid doesn't. He's shaving. So, is he 15? He doesn't look 15. He looks very small in this picture. But then, when I was 15, I looked forget I said everything. Just forget it.
Shirley really had a soft spot for children. She had 5 kids of her own, 12 grandkids, and 9 great-grandchildren. She felt bad for Michael and his son because they were so far from each other. Michael told Shirley he would communicate with his son Cole through email after he was off work. Cole was in Denver, Colorado, being watched by his nanny while Michael worked on the rig.
I said, well, how is your son doing? He says, well, he's doing okay. They emailed every weekend, he said.
I'm going to stop you there. I email my son every weekend. Not every day. I'm not phoning him, despite me phoning Shirley. Even though I don't show my face to Shirley, I still phone her. I text Shirley every day. Not my son. My pride, he came out my balls. No, only on the weekends you'll get an email from me, Cole. What a man Michael is, huh? What a great father. Come on, Shirley. We've got to take a step back here. Now, don't get me wrong. Cool, you're chasing someone, which I am highly against. Do not chase someone after losing a partner of many years. Again, you will make horrible decisions. But we are chasing a man who just clearly shows no level of love for his own son.
And he said his PlayStation broke, so, he doesn't have much to do now. I said, oh, if he doesn't have much to do now, how about you phone him instead of texting Shirley? Huh? How about that? Well, that's sad because I know how much these kids love the PlayStation.
That is
My
true.
grandkids all
Absolutely love it.
And I said, well, I'll send him a PlayStation so that he has something to do till you get back home. I ordered the PlayStation. I ordered an extra controller.
Whoa.
I ordered the most expensive headphones.
Why?
And he sent me a shipping label 3 days later. And it was to Rapid Aviation in Atlanta, Georgia.
Rapid Aviation. That sounds like someone's created an airplane and they've let their child name it, which is fitting. Cole's just got a new PlayStation. $929. Obviously, this was in, the times when the pandemic was happening. My goodness, that's a lot of money. He didn't even ask for it. She willingly sent it. Shirley, where were you when I was trying to find a PlayStation? I spent months trying to find one. I could have just messaged you. That's insane. Because, well and truly now, can you even say the scammer is the POS here? The piece of shit? I said POS. I tried to make it PG friendly and then I just said shit anyway. It's incredible. She sent it by herself. Wow.
He said you have to package it all in one box, put everything together, and I took a picture and sent it to him of everything that I had purchased.
No games,
and
though.
I took it down to the mail stop.
I guess he
and I mailed it. The second day, I just got to thinking, I don't know about this. I tracked the package, found out it was delivered to a receptionist there at the desk.
I must make it perfectly clear for everyone. Before you send anything to someone, maybe think about it. Don't send it and then think about it. I'm genuinely sick of these victims on these shows, right? They send money, blah, blah, blah. Then they come to catfish. Cool, I get it. Some of these stories is them just explaining what has happened and not them actually asking catfish for help. Like in the newer episodes, they ask for help. But please, think about things beforehand. I think that's the main lesson here. And it's a good lesson for life in general. Just think before you do something.
The label said. I waited another day, and then I said, I'm going to call. I'm going to call and see. She said,
ma'am, your package is here at our facility. It's been flagged because it's going to Africa. We will not be sending this package out.
And I said, okay, well, let me think what I'm going to do. I think I just want it sent back to Amazon. I immediately got a hold of Amazon. I had been scammed with the PlayStation that I purchased, and could I return it? I think it was $1,800 was the cost of it. So Amazon said, we will send you a mailing label. It won't cost you anything. You can forward this label to where the package is and they can mail it straight. It won't cost them anything either.
Right. I'm truly sorry for the ping that you potentially have heard. And it's Shirley. She's asking if I want a PlayStation. Okay, I'm back now. My eyes are like watering. It wasn't like some kind of emotional text. I don't know what's going on right now. Maybe it's the wind. It's hurting my eyes. I don't know what's going on there. Goodness. Let's carry on.
I said, okay, cool. But did it end? No.
I don't know.
So I told him, I stopped your package from going to...
Goodness, we could have stopped the sentence there. I stopped your package because innuendos are funny. I'm like getting like teary or something. So I'm going to cut here and come back at some point. And if anyone dares say that I don't have sympathy for the victims, you're wrong, because look, I'm crying for Shirley. Okay, man's back now. I don't know what's going on. I was crying a river, apparently. I'm not sure what has happened there. You know, have you ever just randomly just got emotional and you don't even know why? That's weird. Drop it in the comments. Has that ever happened to you?
Africa. And he said, Africa? Are you kidding? It shouldn't have gone to Africa. And I said, and your name wasn't even on that package. It was somebody else's name saying, I'm sorry, you know, it shouldn't have happened that way.
What?
That my computer had been hacked. And so I got the wrong mailing label, is what happened. And the next day he came back and said, sorry, I didn't text you. It's just been a mess here. One of my equipment broke down and I'm going to have to get another one.
Who cares, Michael?
He sent me a picture and how much it costs.
I'm so sorry. Am I looking at trains or some shit from Thomas and the Tank Engine, bro? What am I looking at here? Let's rewind. No one can tell me that blue thing right there is a legitimate machine. I'm sorry. Before, you know, someone will comment that it is a legitimate machine. I know, it probably is, but it looks like something out of Thomas and the Tank Engine again. And it's 50 grand. Why does Shirley have to pay for this?
It costs that he was going to get from Ukraine. I think it was like $50,000 or something. And I said, I don't have $50,000.
Yeah,
so then about a couple of weeks later, he had a problem because he didn't have any funds to access from his bank. He needed some food. So he sent me a list of food. And I thought, well, you know, I can mail him some food.
Let's handle the more pressing matter and see what this man has requested to eat, shall we? Let's go. Come on. Hard cheese. Hard meat? I mean, the jokes are writing themselves at this point. I don't need to say anything about that. Oats, specifically Quaker. If you dare send me any other oats, you little sack of poo, I will not text you again. Peanut butter packets, almond butter packets, or almond, if that's how you want to pronounce it. I love me a bit of nut butter, of course. Nuts and seeds, almonds or peanuts. So basically, not nuts and seeds. If you are just asking for almonds and peanuts, you idiot. Trail mix, this guy just loves nuts. Powdered milk, sure, and then granola and cereal. I mean, it makes sense if he is out in the middle of the ocean or something and this would be the food, shelf-stable stuff. There's no variety here. It's just peanuts, almonds, oats,
food,
specifically
and I
beta,
thought, well,
and hard meat.
I can mail him some food. It was a long, long list. It was kind of comical, the different things he asked for.
Okay, thank you, because you're giving me more content. We've got honey, and not Shirley. Chicken in foil packets. What in the hell does that mean? Pasta and rice sides. Why not the front and the back? Chicken packets. Again, for some reason. Tuna packets. Dehydrated vegetables, of course. Fruits. Apple, watermelon, cucumber, and tomato. So what the hell do you mean here? Fruits. Any fruit? Why couldn't you have just said fruits and not listed apple and watermelon? Why have you split watermelon into two words? Do you want water and melon separately? You idiot. anymore. And toiletries, they are almost finished. And other things. This is the most stupidest and shittest scam I've ever seen, bro. And somehow Shirley has fallen for this. And other things. Miscellaneous items, of course. Like what? Oh, hard meats. What does that mean? Right, we're on Google's hard meats, and I don't care what my internet service provider is going to think when I search this, but I just want to see what does it mean. All right, cured meat. So I'm thinking we're going on the vibes of like a pastrami or something. Cooked ham, sausages, bacon, bologna. All right. But why is he called it hard meats? I'm so confused. How to make Italian cured meats. Wow. Well, there you go. It wasn't that exciting in the end, was it? I thought I would search hard meat and end up on some sort of adult site, and goodness, this video would turn into something completely different. But why did he call it hard meats? Couldn't he just say cured meats? I don't know, but Shirley's curing all his problems, apparently. Let's get back to it. We're back to the other things.
He texts me and says, oh, I hope you haven't gone and bought that food yet, because my workers were telling me that some of that stuff is going to spoil.
I mean,
and
yes.
I said, well, I'm not going to get the stuff that's spoiled, just the canned goods, the tuna, the stuff like that.
Wow, smart.
And he says, well, just send me the money, because there is a man that has a store in Mexico, and he delivers to the ship all the time. And I was supposed to mail a check to him for $500.
I'm going to stop you there, because I understand when you're in a workplace, in a traditional workplace, we'll say, traditional, you don't really want to share your food with other people, right? But I'm presuming somewhere like this, when you're on a rig in the middle of the ocean, I'm presuming all the employees share food, right? Not saying they go on some sort of rationing diet, but surely you share foods. I don't know, maybe an engineer will watch this and comment how it is to eat whilst working similar job. But if you dare ask anyone in the comments for gift cards, I will block you. But genuinely, what's going on here? Because if there's a guy that delivers to the rig by boat, what customer service that is, by the way. Surely there's food from the other employees on the boat. So why not just share? You know, none of this makes sense, but it's not supposed to.
$1,500, whichever I could do.
Wow, that's a lot of food.
And I said, okay, well, send me that information.
Why,
he says, no,
Shirley?
I don't want to do it that way. Let's do it by Bitcoin. He taught me how to do Bitcoins. I sent him $1,200 to buy food. The total amount that I've paid him thus far is over $6,000.
What is he eating, huh? Are we these chicken in the foil packets? What foil are we using? Are we using gold foil? Are we sprinkling the peanuts with diamond? What's going on here? I don't even spend, let's say, 200, 300. I don't even spend that in a month on my own food. How is he getting $6,000, Shirley? Please, everyone. When you lose someone, I understand it's traumatic. I understand the chemistry in the brain goes haywire and you lose a bit of yourself, of course. But I need everyone to understand. This isn't the way. This is not the way to combat said loneliness by sending money. This might be harsh. And I've seen the comments saying, I don't have sympathy, etc. But if you are new here, I'm probably one of the more sympathetic people to these victims, right? We sprinkle in the jokes. I sprinkle in what I think is entertainment, but you might not find me entertaining, but that's life. You're entitled to your own opinion. This isn't the way, all right? Please, everyone, grieve properly. Grieve, and I know it's not for everyone, therapy, but even just one session, just to feel it out, because this is not the way to move forward with your life. It's not the way to, gain someone's love. Please respect yourself enough to not dish out money.
He said the project was finished. He's getting off the ship.
Well,
He's
here we
going to
go.
go to a motel and we're going to video
With what
chat
money?
and this and that and the other thing. When he got off the ship, he says, I'm flying to you.
Whoa.
Could you pick me up? And I said, yeah.
You said what you should have said is, where have you got this money? All of a sudden, you've got a motel, you've got plane tickets, but you couldn't afford some food. Interesting.
Yes, I can pick you up. I said, what time did your flight come in? And he said it was at 2:30. Now, we still have not talked on the phone, video chatted, or anything. I said, well, what is your flight number? I don't.
My flight number is 999 because I'm calling the police on myself at how stupid I was. Let's assume that because he finished the project, he got paid. So, you know what? Fair enough. Maybe that's how he got the money to fly. So I take it back. Apologies. But let's find out. What's going to stop him now? Is he going to get arrested? One of his employees, one of his co-workers going to shove cocaine in his suitcase, which now means he's being arrested. We're going to find out.
I need to know your flight number in case, you're delayed or whatever. And where are you coming from? And he says, I'm coming from Mexico City.
Okay.
And I'm going to be on Aero, Mexico.
Okay.
I was all excited.
Yes.
I was jumping up and down.
Yeah.
By this time, we have professed our love for each other.
Great.
I couldn't
Never
find
spoke,
a
but
flight
you're in love.
at all. And so I texted him again and I said, I can't find a flight number that comes in at 2:30. What is your flight number? Well, he took a picture of him sitting at the airport, and there was a green and white plane.
Okay. Is that plane sponsored by 7-Up? Because it kind of looks like it would be. I need everyone to join me in the observation that this man's pictures, I'm going to assume it is a real person, right? They all look photoshopped. I don't know if the actual images have been altered by the scammers to make it slightly different, or if genuinely the pictures that the man uses, or this person, this Michael individual, right, it just looks photoshopped, all of them. I don't believe that they are, right, but they just look it. I don't know why.
Foreground.
Maybe it's just me.
That had a weird emblem on the back. It looks like it says SJ. I mean, it was obvious that he was in an airport.
Oh wow.
It was probably pretty
That's
obvious
very,
he was, I guess,
good eye
going to fly
of her.
somewhere. But I was all excited anyway, and I told myself,
Wait.
I said, Shirley, you don't have a flight number. He is not coming.
Shirley, surely you would have noticed it was weird and then not proceeded? I don't understand. Has she mentioned it because she realized after? Or in the moment did she realize and still proceed? Sometimes I don't understand what's going on, right? So before someone comments, it's because you talk too much, shut the hell up. Why are you on a commentary channel, huh? I see the comments. I know I don't really like to mention it, right? But please, don't come onto a reaction channel, commentary channel, and complain that the person is talking too much. Go and watch the original, bro.
San Antonio, Texas airport.
What is that?
I paid $555 for a limo to take me from New Braunfels, Texas to San Antonio airport.
Well, I'm going to stop you there because I don't understand why you would book a limo. Are you showing off here? What? These people have too much money, all right? I'm sorry. I don't care if you think I'm being salty. Hopefully one day I will be in a position also to have the financial stability to throw it around on a limo. Why? Why? Why?
Picked me up at 12 o'clock. The limo driver said, what's the flight number? And I said, oh, he didn't tell me that. The limo driver says, do you know this guy? Have you ever met this guy? And I lied. And I said,
Nice.
oh, yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done.
And we had been talking about getting married. So he kept calling me his fiance. And I said, yes, it's my fiance. Well, I stayed there till 4:30 that afternoon.
What a
And
waste of a
I
day.
parked my butt right by the door where the international arrivals are. I looked at every one of those people that came through that door. I mean, it was loaded with people. I mean, there was people coming through there all the time,
I mean,
while I was
yes,
sitting there. But I
it
sat
is
right
an
there by the
airport.
door, so I didn't miss anybody coming out of that international, because you have to go through
Can we move
customs.
on from
So
looking at
that was the
people's
door they
feet,
all
please?
came out of. And I looked for him. He was not there. And I texted him and I said, you lied to me.
He's
You're
arrested.
not coming. You're a liar. Well, and that's the end of the story,
That's it.
you would think.
Okay.
But no, he said,
What a great storyteller you are, Shirley. Really, really great.
I can't talk to you right
Of
now. I
course.
am being detained by the Mexican officials.
I can't talk to you right now as I proceed to send you a text in the middle of me saying I can't talk to you right now. Honestly, great, Michael. Thank you.
And I said, oh my God. And he said, I'll talk to you later. I was so worried about him. I could just see him in one of those Mexican jails or something.
What does
You
that
hear
mean?
god awful things about jails overseas. So I just thought the worst.
Well, and jails in the United States, they are what? Sunshine and rainbows? What's going on here? What does that mean? Do I detect a hint of bigotry? I'm not gonna say yes because, that would mean I assume, and then I don't want to make an ass out of me and you, or you and me, because that, if I did it, me and you, that spells a smoothie. What is this channel? I'm sorry.
What the hell are you talking about?
Sends me a video,
Right.
and he's got a mask on.
Again, it
And
just
he
looks
said that
photoshopped.
that's something that they let him use his phone to make this video.
Hi, my love Shirley. I requested a cell phone so I can make you this short video.
Right.
I want you to know that I'm thinking of you always and I miss you so much. Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.
The Mexican
Whoa, babe! The Mexican government wants 10 grand, and then they will release me. How about you pay me 10 grand, and I will absolutely deliver you a voiceover that actually makes sense, huh? In that, he made no attempt to explain what was going on. Just I love you and I miss you. What's going on here, Michael? Surely if you were going to send a video like this and it's a real situation, you would want the person to explain everything that's going on. Still hasn't explained why he's being detained. They've just got me. I don't know what's going on.
government wanted $10,000 to give
Use
him
the money that you got
release.
paid from the job.
The reason they detained him, he
Okay.
said, was because he found in a hull of one of the ships a bag of money that had over $10,000 in it that he did not declare. At first it was $45. That's all I need is $45. And I said, okay. And then he said, well, if you can make it 150 or 200, that would be.
I'm sorry, I don't understand what's going on here. Babe, I just need $45 so I can get food. I do not expect you to pay me the 10 grand. Food where? In the prison? Okay, honey, I can do that. By the way, if he is in prison and he's still allowed to text, again, I would like to end up in these prisons if I ever commit some sort of heinous crime. If you can make it 150, 200, that would be better. How do you access this money? I don't understand I guess, isn't there a thing where you can send someone money in prison and then, the police officers distribute it or something? I don't know. But I just don't understand what's going on here, to be honest. Why can't he just use the money that he didn't declare unless they've seized it?
Good. So I sent it, and he was very thankful. He's asking me for $1,200. If I would send him that $1,200, he would be home to me in a week. I've never had any problem getting a man. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but for me to settle for
So what are you doing here,
somebody online that won't even try to talk to me and says he can't talk to me. It's just mind-boggling. As silly and as asinine as it sounds, I'm not ready to stop talking to him.
After our team received this video message from Shirley, we started to dig into everything right away.
Oh no. So you actually haven't figured it out and just telling a story. You have come to Catfish for help. Okay. After this much. But hey, I don't think the Mexican officials are that bad if they've offered you a discount of $8,800 for your bail money. Come on, Michael. Things are not all doom and gloom.
I ran a reverse image search and found the real man in the photos. His name was Philip out of Poland. He was a DJ and went by the stage name DJ Feel. Michael claimed he had a son.
Is he some... Imagine a band of DJs, which doesn't really make sense, but we're going to roll with it. And there's DJ Sense, DJ Smell, DJ Sight, DJ Hearing. What's the other one? The stages of sense. It'll be funny.
Actually had 2 sons and a daughter and also a wife. Wow. We compared the voice of the video that was sent to Shirley of Michael in the airport to some of the videos of DJ Feel speaking. Okay. And they sounded nothing alike.
Wow. To know that I'm thinking of you always and I miss you so much.
Who would have guessed?
Take good care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Или знакомым, или еще кому, вы можете обломаться, потому что Apple остановила производство айфонов и айпадов. Прикиньте, впервые за 10 лет просто бац и все. И если сам... Давай так...
We have so much more to fill you in on this story. After we go over all the information with Shirley, she later finds out who the real person is behind this whole scam. Make sure you stick around for the end. All the information we found wouldn't be possible without the tools on our site, socialcatfish.com. You can click this YouTube card or click the link in our bio. Just hitting like, comment, and subscribe helps us build more tools out for you to use in the future. After we sent all of this information to Shirley, she was still a little confused.
Oh my, it is amazing how much Michael looks like DJ Feel in Russia. However, Michael says he is from Italy and texts me in Italian at times. Do you think there is a connection? Shirley, come on. Why has she got a question mark? Is Shirley's email some sort of spam? Come on, Shirley, man. If you're going to seek someone's help, right? Can we not do this? Can we not still, feed into your own delusion, we'll say? Because if you've gone to someone for help, you clearly know this is weird, it's not real, so why do you keep speaking as if Michael is real?
It was time to sit down with her and put a stop to all of this.
So we actually looked into Michael further, but Michael is not Michael. Michael is Philip. Oh, this is the man in the images.
No, I don't think so.
Shirley was pretty confused when she heard that Michael was not a real person.
Do you see my point? Why come on this show? Why seek someone's help if you're not going to take their help and you're going to be hard-headed and stand in your own stance regardless? What's the point, man? I don't like when people do it in real life. I can't imagine how frustrating it is for the Catfish team to sit there listening to her say, no, he's Italian.
6 months ago, she even hired a private investigator and he told her that Michael was real. This was not true. She also paid $2,500 to get this false information.
You're still talking to Michael.
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
I don't know. I have this conversation with myself all the time. I do love the man. I know he's not who he says he is. I know his name is not Michael Roberts. I've done so many searches on him and pictures and what have you. He got me over a very hard period of my life.
Right.
And I just can't stop talking to him. It is absolutely crazy. I know, but I wanted, after this conversation with you guys, I'm telling myself, you know, you gotta quit, because he's still asking me for money. He still says he's in Mexico detained. You know, he asked me for $2,000 about 3 weeks ago, and
I'm gonna stop Shirley there, because I want to make it very clear that I understand the traumatic experience that she went through. I never want to be in that position. If my partner is gonna die, take me. Take me. I don't want to see it. I don't want to carry on, I guess. But please, because of any situation, it doesn't have to be to the extreme levels of losing someone, but if you are talking to someone and they clearly display signs that they are not a good person, you've called him out on his lies, he's ending up in jail, he can barely take care of himself despite being an engineer, you need to take a step back. And I say it a lot, but genuinely you need to take a step back and you need to ask yourself, why do I love this person? Because if this was someone else and your friend came to you for advice, I'm 99% sure you would tell your friend, you gotta leave this person. You gotta go. This isn't good for you. This person doesn't seem as if they're real. So why is it when it comes to ourselves, and I'm guilty of this as well, I don't take my own advice, but why? Do you get my point? Hopefully it makes sense. I don't want to say she's got self-esteem issues, but it kind of shows as if she's got self-esteem issues, because she's not falling in love with Michael, right? She's falling in love with just anyone that would have been here in front of her. Not in front of her, but anyone that would have been in essence, just in essence even, just there to help her cope and not fill the role of her husband, of course, rest in peace, but the presence of someone being there, if that makes sense. So she's not falling in love with him, she's fell in love with the idea that she has someone to continue life with, if that makes sense.
I have all these issues that come up on me that I lie about to him of reasons why I can't send him the money.
Oh, you're a
liar. This person has
Hilda.
lied to you.
Yes.
He's cheated you out of money, and he's going to continue to do that until you completely just break it off.
He posted a picture on TikTok where he was under a waterfall, and because he says he has no social media, and I found his social media, and someone asked, a lady, of course, asked him where that is, and he said it was in Bali.
But this is Philip, correct?
No, I believe that is his picture. I don't think that's Philip. That's him. He does post a couple of things, like the weight thing when he's lifting weights on TikTok. That is him. His actual picture on TikTok is him. The profile picture, that is him, because I've seen him before. We've tried to do a hangout call, and I've seen his picture. I mean, I know that's him.
I've got to reiterate, do not come on this show if you're going to call yourself, hip, savvy, whatever. And do not come on this show if you are not going to have an open mind and accept the fact that the person you're talking to is not real. It's catfish, right? Catfished online. Not am I being catfished, ? Catfished, you've been catfished. Stop it. I don't want to say I hate the fact that she's doing this, but I strongly dislike the fact that she keeps repeating that it's real.
It just didn't stay there very long.
So you're not talking about Philip at this point?
What are we talking
about? Michael.
What are we talking about?
Yes, that is actual Michael underneath that waterfall. It's not Philip.
Up until this point, the reason she kept talking to Michael was because she thought Michael just looked similar to DJ Phil. The other profiles that she found were actually just other fake profiles of DJ Phil. He has hundreds of them all over the internet.
Yes, I've seen him. I mean, we have tried to have a video call like 3 times, and I've seen his picture. I know it's him talking. And he looks a lot like Philip. I mean, they could be almost twins.
I'd close the laptop.
But if you look at his profile picture on TikTok, that he looks a little different than Philip does.
But the actual man that you're talking to is neither Michael nor Philip.
You don't think?
Shirley, I can almost guarantee you the person
No, it's not
behind
almost. I
that
can
profile
guarantee.
looks nothing like Philip.
Why is it so hard for her to
Nothing
comprehend
at all
this?
like him.
Why have you come on this show?
I've done a lot of research.
No, you haven't. Shit, then.
Okay.
The person that you were talking to on video
too much money,
was
man.
basically tricking you into making it look like you were talking to a person. So there's different types of technology that scammers use to make it seem like you're video calling someone that they want you to believe that you're video calling. So we'll do like The Rock speaking.
Right.
So you see The Rock here, right?
Right.
Now, what they'll do is they'll get rid of the audio. Now look at The Rock's mouth and listen to me talk. Hey, how's it going? I'm The Rock. I'm Dwayne Johnson. Hey, how are you doing, Shirley? I miss you so much. I love you. And I want to be with you. And can you send me more money? Does that make sense?
It does.
No.
So you don't. So you're telling me that the pictures that I have are not him at all? None of them. He doesn't even look like that.
None of them. Shirley, would you be willing to block?
Am I still
Michael right now?
Awake?
No.
Oh, what's the point then? What's the point in any of this?
What do you feel that you need to?
I want him to know that I know. I'd block him afterwards, but I want him to know that I know, and
I bet he
I want to hear what he says back to me.
If
anything.
For what?
After this interview, Shirley finally came to her senses and confronted Michael. Michael revealed himself to Shirley. Shirley told us after seeing who was really behind the fake profile of Michael, she will never date anyone online ever again.
Thanks for watching another episode of Scamfish presented by socialcatfish.com.
Scams come in so many different forms.
Yes.
If you have been a victim of
if you've been a victim of any of these, please seek professional support. Well, what did we learn from this? The main take point is, as always, grieve properly and extensively before deciding that it is the best thing for you to do with moving on with life through another relationship. Please grieve. Don't grieve for a few weeks or something and then say, yeah, I'm ready. Most likely, you're not ready. What's another thing we can take from this? If you're going to meet someone for the first time, maybe don't spend money on a limo, because that's extravagant. Again, too much money. Kudos. You've probably worked very hard. But goodness gracious me, stop it. I don't know if the money was perhaps left. You've inherited it from your husband. If that's the case, again, disrespectful AF that you're using someone who's passed away, their money for selfish needs. I'm going to go because Shirley, on the verge, Helen University, she's passing her classes. She's on the way to receiving a 2-1. Take care of yourselves, please, online. Grieve properly. And always remember that you are so much more worth than someone messaging you a few times a day and asking you for money. Please. Take care of yourselves. Much love. Peace. And as always, playlist is up here if you're interested. Goodbye.